What do you seek out of the lawsuit now that you've given what you've been dealing with? What are you seeking from the school?
Injunctive relief is the goal. Is that there's still Penn's president and the chairman were not good leaders, and their governance structure was not good in terms of academic freedom and a learning environment. What we now need to do are look at the professors who are actively supporting terrorist organizations. There was a professor who published an article discussing how Protestantism and Al-Qaeda share the same ideology, and how the West should learn from Al-Qaeda about human rights. That same professor also tweeted saying Jews are always playing the victim card. And there are countless other examples, whether it be hostages were treated well, and I think we can all see the reports in terms of how the hostages were treated. She said hostages, it looks like they want to go back to Gaza. Excuse the October 7th massacre, saying parts of it didn't happen. And you have around 16 professors who decided on October 7th to say how this was justified and how this was, positive for the world. And as someone who has family, and a lot of students who have family, including students who have hostages currently still being held in Gaza, how can students enter these classes and feel as though that they can learn to their highest potential?
Eyal, listen, you came prepared. You are bringing the facts. I really appreciate you doing that. UPenn's president, just mentioned her, recently resigned because of that controversial testimony on Capitol Hill. Here's what she had to say during the hearing.
In that moment, I was focused on our university's longstanding policies aligned with the U.S. Constitution, which say that speech alone is not punishable. I was not focused on, but I should have been, the irrefutable fact that a call for genocide of Jewish people is a call for some of the most terrible violence human beings can perpetrate.
Is this enough of an apology coming from her? Do you think that it was too lenient for them to just allow her to resign? Should she have been fired?
I think a couple of things. I think number one, in terms of an apology and not ever saying sorry and making excuses, is a little bit of just a failed attempt, to say the least. And even in Chairman Bach's resignation, he still tried to make excuses and never said sorry. It's very simple. There are clearly, as I listed, a number of violations which go beyond speech on campus. If you seriously think that you handled this situation appropriately, when the actors who did such things were identified, the code of conduct was sent that it violated, and still no actions were taken to hold any of these perpetrators accountable, is just crazy to me. That still you can't admit that maybe this situation wasn't handled perfectly. Just a mere sorry. But there was never even a sorry. And it's a moot point at this point. It really doesn't matter. But what does matter is student safety. And so when you have a student on campus who referred to the October 7th as the glorious October 7th, who said that she wants everyone to feel how happy they were on October 7th and channel the energy of October 7th into the streets. That same student is currently on trial for theft. And that same student is still in class. And so it's amazing to me to hear people think that this is about free speech. This has nothing to do about free speech. It has to do with student safety. When people are actively violating the law in terms of graffitiing buildings, sleeping in buildings, which is trespassing, inviting outside people to campus from Ohio, and that is a real story where someone actually came from Ohio and entered a student building and was harassing students, that it has nothing to do with free speech. It has everything to do with student safety and violating the law.
And we've seen